It's Eric from Band Smile again with another Friday on Sukhumvit. Except that we're not on Sukhumvit today because of the lockdowns in Bangkok. So I'm going to go through some of the things that have been happening recently. First, starting off with some not so great news of presenter Chalida that we love so much. She actually has coronavirus and she's at home recovering. And we're saying silent, we're wishing her the best. Okay, so you guys can wish her the best as well. It's been a little bit of a shock to us, but with everything that's happening in Bangkok right now, it's we're just wondering who it was going to be next. We weren't expecting it to be her, but there you have it. All right, so everybody, you can wish her the best and hope that she recovers soon. Okay. So the next story is you've probably heard about. There was a murder in Phuket. There was a crime in Phuket where a tourist was killed from Switzerland, and this happened a few days ago. So everybody's really freaked out about it because Thailand is generally quite very peaceful, very I shouldn't say crime-free. It's not totally crime-free, obviously, but compared to the rest of the world, it is a lot less. And that's one of the draws of coming to Thailand. So here we go. They actually caught someone. Let's go through the story a little bit. It's a 27-year-old man riding near the Tan Aoi on waterfall. Police have arrested a 27-year-old Thai man who has reportedly confessed to the murder of a Swiss tourist 2 days after a body was found at the local waterfall. The confession followed an intensive interrogation of the man, who had gone to the site to collect wild orchids. Body of the 57-year-old Swiss woman was found on Thursday near the waterfall in Tambon Wichit of Muang district. She was lying face down in the water among the rocks. Oh, okay. Yeah, sad case. Government is very concerned about it because obviously Thailand is just opening again. Everyone is concerned about it. We are concerned about it. Not just that somebody died, obviously that's the first concern, but also that, Thailand is just reopening again, and the last thing we want is something like this to happen, for, as I said, for both the purposes of the victim and, of course, the purposes of tourism in Thailand as well. So I'm only a little concerned when they say intensive interrogation. So if this is true anyway, and if this guy actually did it, then, it points to one of the things about Thailand, that the kind of crimes that occur here are usually crimes of these kinds of passion. It's more of this than anything else. And hopefully that is indeed the case. Hopefully they've wrapped up this case. And, the Thai police are pretty good about getting some of these crimes out of the way, solving some of these crimes. And we've had a few customers contact us and we're freaking out a little bit about safety and so on. And, one of the things is, we looked up crime stats compared between Thailand and the United States, for example. Okay, so looking at some of these stats, let's make it a little bigger so you can see. Okay, the crime levels, the USA is 53% more than Thailand. Drugs is 11% more than 11 times more than Thailand. Murder rate is 5 versus 5.9. So they're almost the same actually in terms of murder. But I think it's the difference is the kinds of murder that goes on. Because in Thailand, it's more about, you hear like a husband killing a wife, or a wife killing a husband, or a boyfriend, girlfriend. It is usually those kinds of murders, and not necessarily just a violent, random home invasion type of situation. In terms of grape, we're just going to say grape because it's YouTube. The USA is 4 times more than Thailand. Okay. In terms of total crimes, is 21 times more than Thailand. A freaking 21 times greater than Thailand. It just goes to show you how low crime is in Thailand. One of the first times I came to Thailand is in 2009. I was in Koh Samui, and my Thai friend and I, we rented motorbikes and we went to a restaurant. And she left her bag and everything right out there on the motorbike. And I said, "What are you doing? You can't leave it there." And she said, "Yeah, it's not a problem." And this was a big parking lot with like maybe 100 other motorbikes and people going back and forth. And we just left our stuff there. Nobody touched it. And that's basically what Thailand is about. So let's look at some more stats here. Violent crime, 6 times more than Thailand. Violent crime, this is intentional homicide, 2% more than the United States. Okay, so they're almost the same here. Violent crime, the murder rate, 4 times more than Thailand, the US. And so it goes on, violent crime, rape again is 18 times more than Thailand. So everybody relax. Crime is crime. There's gonna be crime here, but it's much, much lower, and you can pretty much walk on the streets at night. What I would say is that a place like Phuket, which is heavily a tourist area, you are gonna be considered more of a easy buck, because you're a tourist. You're not a Thai person. You're not a local. And so people look for you to pay more, so there's a foreign tax, lots of things like these. So this is one of the reasons, like, if there were 10 reasons that I don't live in areas where there's a lot of foreigners, this is like number 10, the least of the reason why I don't live there. But that is something that you have to consider as well. And this is one of the reasons why at Bandsmile we always say, hey, you know what, learn some Thai, have some local friends, all of these kinds of things. Okay. All right, so another story, the vaccination progress in Thailand. There are currently the COVID stats, 212 deaths yesterday and 21,000 new cases. So it's about 1% death rate, okay? Any death rate is not good, because you guys remember last year when we were we of us who live in Thailand, we were boasting about, oh my God, the rate of COVID is so low in Thailand, Vietnam, and all of these places. But obviously with the Delta virus, everything is like blown up dramatically at this point. So we're hoping that they will actually step up on the vaccines now. And this is something that one of our favorite Instagram channels, Thailand Buzz. So you should follow this one. It's really, really good. It's not just pretty pictures of Thailand, but they also give great news. So in the last 2 days, they did over 1 million doses of the vaccine. So if they keep going at that rate, it's gonna be, there are 70 million people in Thailand, just under 69 million and some change, okay? So one would assume that in a few months' time, maybe like 3 months' time, they would have vaccinated most of the population. I would say at least 50-60%, to get to the kind of the kind of immunity that you want to have. All right, so this is a great, I'll just go through some of the stories in this channel here. So that's good news as far as vaccinations are concerned. Bad news, we don't get all the vaccines that we would like here in Thailand as yet. I would say about 50% of what people are getting are Sinovac, and the other 50% is AstraZeneca. So as you know, Sinovac has maybe like a 60 or 70% efficacy rate, which is not that great, but it's better than not having the vaccine at all, okay? And so let's go through a few things here. There's another story that they have about the beach vigil for for that lady who was killed in Phuket. This one, I usually don't like to talk about government views and all of that, news and all of that stuff, because we're a channel that helps people to come to Thailand. That's all we do. But a couple of weeks ago, the government had said that, maybe it was about a week ago, they were trying to crack down on false information, which genuinely there is a problem with false information too. But I think they went a little bit too far, and they said that they would, cut the internet access of anybody who was caught spreading false information. Well, one of the high courts in Thailand said that that was unconstitutional. So the government will not be able to do that at this point in time. So there's still law in Thailand, believe it or not. Okay, this picture was a little bit funny with all the delivery motorbikes, and back in the day, the rickshaws. This is crazy, but this is an interesting photo right here. And that comes up to one of the things that we kind of brought up last week about tipping your delivery person. Some people, that's kind of weird to me. Some people said that, hey, we shouldn't tip the delivery people, and most people said that, hey, we should, If you can afford an extra 10 baht, 20 baht, whatever, why not? I mean, these guys are out there. Believe me, the whole of Bangkok is locked down, so there's really not much people out. So everyone, depend on these delivery guys. I don't want to say guys because it's about maybe 30% women now. It's like more and more women I see coming to my gate every day. So, we should tip them, because a typical ride, a typical delivery, let's say you order something from a restaurant, okay? Typically they're going to pay, Grab is going to pay them, or Food Panda or whatever, they're going to pay them about 25 baht, maybe less than 30 baht, which is less than $1, maybe 90 cents for that delivery, okay? So for me personally, I can afford it, so I throw in another 50 baht every time, especially in a time like this. Okay, 50 baht, I can afford it, I do it. I'd say if you're here and you can afford it, throw in the 50 baht, throw in 25 baht, throw in 30 baht, whatever you can afford. I think an extra $1 for these guys is awesome, okay? That helps their family, that helps the economy in just your little small way, okay? And if you can't afford it, it's okay. But if you can, hey, why not? Go ahead and tip these guys. I guess this is what Bangkok kind of looks like right now. This is not Sukhumvit, but this is somewhere else. But yeah, this is what the city looks like now. It's locked down. Okay, it's locked down. This is what it looked like before the lockdown. But what I want to say is we do have another business, a cleaning business here, which cleans homes, offices, restaurants, that sort of thing. And surprisingly, we're still getting a lot of calls. We're still getting a lot of people wanting us to come and clean. So, we try to service it as much as possible, because we have the staff, and a lot of our staff are part-time, contract. So they want to work because obviously, they have to feed themselves and their families. So as much as we can, it depends on what the job is, it depends on where the job is and all of this kind of thing. As much as we can, we try and accommodate both our customers and our staff as well. Okay, and running a business in Bangkok is not easy, I can say it, but if you are good to people, good to your staff, good to your customers, it makes all the difference, believe me. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, yeah, Thailand's tops 20,000 cases for the first time. Yeah, we went through that already. This is an interesting one. The Chalida Rot 5 or the night train market. This market I've been to a couple of times. The night market is really awesome. Okay, it's one of the best markets around. Night markets around Bangkok, really big, just has everything. And There was a rumor going around that it was going to be closed permanently, because obviously it has been closed for a long time now since COVID, or it has been just open for a limited time. So there was a rumor going around that it was going to be closed, but the owners, said that no, it's not going to be closed. It's just closed right now, and they're not going to permanently close it. They're going to open it as soon as it's safe to do so, and we hope that will be by the end of the year. All right. Another thing is that people are still coming to Thailand. The airports are not closed. Okay, that's important to know. The airports are not closed. It wouldn't make any sense, because you are going into quarantine anyway, whether that quarantine is in Phuket, the whole island, or that quarantine is in a quarantine hotel in Bangkok. So flights are still coming. The problem is that there are some flights that have to pass through certain countries, for example, Japan, Korea, popular destinations that are seeing a rise in cases right now. And so just being able to fly through one of those countries to come here might be problematic, and so some flights might be suspended, canceled, delayed, whatever the case may be. We hope that that doesn't happen too much. All right, this was a funny video. I just want to play it a little bit. This guy is washing his cash. And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. You're receiving all of these look like 100 baht, 50 baht, and 20 baht notes mostly, okay? So a lot of small bills that he's getting from his shop, okay? So he wants to eliminate the spread of COVID, so he washes the bills, put them out to dry, and that's it, okay? All right, it's kind of fun to look at. Another interesting story. This Instagram channel is so fantastic. You guys should follow it, Thailand Buzz. There are some entry bans on Phuket, not from outside of Thailand. Flights are still coming into Phuket, but from within Thailand to Phuket. Okay, so for example, if I wanted to travel from Bangkok to Phuket, that's gonna be real difficult right now. Okay, very difficult, because what they want to do, they want to preserve the integrity of Phuket. Okay, with more cases going on in Bangkok and so on, I think what they are looking at is they're trying to not build up the cases in Phuket, because if you think about it, everyone who is coming into Phuket is already vaccinated. Okay, so you don't want to have people from Thailand coming into Phuket who are not vaccinated, and then lifting the cases, and then Phuket having to close down. So there have been some rising cases in Phuket, but not enough to stop the sandbox program at this point in time. Okay, so we'll see. We'll let you know as the situation on the ground changes. Yeah, that's about it for today, guys. This is another interesting one that I wanted to talk about. At the Bangsu Grand Station, maybe I'm not saying that the right way, but we don't say Bangsu, we say Bangsu. They're waiting for the vaccine. People are queued up in line waiting to get the vaccine. So they're really stepping up on the vaccine now. And remember last year, this time in the US, I'm from the US, like, oh my God, it was really bad. Okay, last year, summer, coming up to winter, coming up to the end of the year, it was just, we thought it would never end until the vaccination started, and then everything started going down. So we're at that stage in Thailand right now. They're vaccinating people. Let's hope we get more vaccines soon. For example, I'm registered for vaccines. I'm waiting for the Moderna vaccine, so I'm registered for that. And that's not going to get here until maybe September or October, something like that. So I think it's going to be more like October. Okay. Yeah, I think let's see if there's anything else to talk about. Not really right now. No. Oh, one last funny thing. Yeah, when you've been in Thailand too long, you take your shoes off before going on the plane. I shared this with a couple of folks. Real funny and actually quite true. All right, guys, see you another time. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, to this channel. And if you have any questions about Thailand, just hit us up at the link in the description below, and we can answer them for you. Or you can hit us up, go to our website, bandsmile.com, and you'll see links for WhatsApp, for Facebook, for email, for everything. You can contact us and ask us any questions that you like. No charge. Okay, so see you next time. Remember, say a little prayer for Bear and send her some well wishes. Okay, bye bye.